The economy is not your friend, but you know what? Your business is. So, welcome back to the channel. Sit, speak your truth. I'm Z. I talk about online business, generating online income, passive income, being able to work from home so that we can free ourselves and have our best life. So, in looking at the economy currently, jobs are down, inflation is up, and where is it going to end? Nobody knows. We have layoffs that continue in all sectors of the economy, from the food industry to customer service to high tech jobs. Everyone's getting laid off, from blue collar workers to white collar execs. People are losing their jobs every single day. So at that point, that would tend to make us want to take some time and think about what it is that we can do to secure our financial future. How many times can we keep depending, on a system that has proven time and time again that it simply is not going to be there for us? Social Security, they're talking about cutbacks in Social Security. They're always talking about extending the age to be able to qualify for Social Security. It's like they want you to work until you're dead. And what fun is that? So, in my mind, having worked many different types of positions in different sectors throughout my career, and finally ending up with what most people would be considered to be, a good job. I had a good government job, and I was covered by a union. And so, once you're hired, once you pass that 6 month probationary period and you're there that 1 year, it takes an act of God and Congress to get rid of you. So, was I worried about necessarily losing my job? No, that wasn't a concern, but my concern was that I wasn't really happy doing what I was doing. And it wasn't that the job was bad, it was just that I think we spend so much time working, working, that we forget to take the time to stop and smell the roses around us and be outside and enjoy nature, spend time with our family and friends. And one of the most important things that I think is important is that, you know, being on this planet and having this, human experience that we're having, we're supposed to enjoy it. There are things and gifts that we have been blessed with that have been bestowed upon us that we never take the time to cultivate or fully develop, because we spend our time hustling in the BS matrix of you have to work to sustain yourself. You have to have a 9 to 5 to sustain yourself. You might have to have two jobs, a 7 to 3 and a 3 to 11 to sustain yourself. And that just is not the way that we're supposed to be experiencing life. So until we can change our mindset, and I think a lot of people are beginning to do that right now. They're beginning to look at themselves and see that, in their 30s and 40s, that they really just don't want to spend, the next 20, 15, 20, 30 years, just working, just working, just working. And at the end of it, what do you have to show for it? Because you can't take it with you. And all you can take is the love and the experiences that you've had here. So I think we need to, at least for me, I'll speak for myself, I had to look at, what it is that I could do, that I would be able to free up my time so I can do things like hang out with that guy back there and just, enjoy ourselves, enjoy nature, enjoy being around friends and family, eat good food, have, a cocktail every now and again, talk about the things that, bring us joy, and just give back and be in service to others. And when I started asking myself those questions, I realized I was never going to be able to do that working, you know, a regular job. It just takes up too much time. And to that end, when I started doing some research, that's when I came across what I decided would be a good fit for me, which is Legacy Builders, because it is a system that covers a lot of things. First of all, it's a school. So it is a platform where they teach you everything about how to build and grow a business online. They teach you about digital marketing. They teach you about AI skills, right? They teach you about how to use social media, They teach you about running ads. They teach you about posting. They teach you about, creating a newsletter. They teach you about how you can even build your own platform on school and have your own community of people that are associated with you and what you do. So there are so many things from an education perspective that they provide, and this training is ongoing. And once you purchase the program, you get the full program. Once you purchase it, you have access to this for life. They're always updating. Michelle O'Neill, who is the president and founder and creator of Legacy Builders, is always reaching out to the people on the platform about things that areas where we see that might be able to be improved, or ideas that we might have about a new course, or all kinds of things. So that's a gigantic plus. And then the other thing is that you have this huge community, and it was hovering around 57,000. It was 58,000 when I checked this morning. We finally cleared over 60,000 people worldwide that are using this program, that are learning from this program, that are earning while they're learning from this program. And that is just phenomenal, the reach that it has. There are 10,012 ways that you can earn money online. Truly, there are. But I wanted something that I could learn, that I could learn at my own pace, that would allow me and afford me the ability to be able to generate income without having to actually be sitting down in front of a computer all day long. So the one great thing that I love about this is that I can generate income by doing what they teach us to do in the program, which is you learn it, and then we do what we do every day, right? We take this little machine we call a camera, and we're always out taking pictures of ourselves and selfies, and taking pictures of friends and family, and recording video and doing all that and posting. Most people do that every day. So you might as well do that and earn money while you're doing it. So it's very simple. You post 3 pieces of content a day. They tell you to post a 7-second, a 30-second, and a 1-minute video 3 times a day. That's how they say, and this is what's working for people, is that you post and you're talking about the program. You're talking about how it's affected your life. You're talking about how it's working for you. And hopefully people will begin to understand. The other great thing about the program is that not only do you have access to all these skills, you have access to this community, you're learning about content, but they teach you how to create your own content, meaning how to create your own digital products. One of the first things that I wanted to learn how to do was to create my own digital product. And I thought to myself, well, on top of, Legacy Builders, and Legacy Builders gives you, depending upon what tier you come in at, and I came in at the $1,400 tier. That's 10 different streams of income that I am able to earn every single day, which is flipping phenomenal. But on top of that, it gave me the skills to be able, and the confidence to be able to go and create my own digital product, which I have done. And since I relocated from America to Central America, and I now live in Panama, I create a relocation guide specifically for women, to kind of give you advice and guidance on all the things that you have to look at before you leave. I have a family member that's leaving the U.S. now that's also going to be going to Central America, and there's so many last minute things. She's like, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I have to do that. Oh, and I said, you know what? The guide is going to definitely be needed for a lot of people. It's like over 55 pages, and it just breaks down everything from how to get your pets from point A to point B, how to get yourself there, what moving companies to look at, getting, figuring out neighborhoods that you want to be in, and, being able to vet neighborhoods, being able to vet people that you're going to rent from, just all kinds of information. So, Legacy helped me realize that I could do that, and I did it, and I'm very proud of what I've created. And so that's something that I've created once. I put in the effort to do the research, to think about my own personal travel and the things that I came across as I was doing my move, and I was able to package it in a digital product, which I now sell. So I put the work in one time, and then it's out there forever, generating income for me. And it's amazing. So when I tell you that the future is in online digital products and your ability to learn digital marketing and learn AI skills. It will free you and it will free your income. Please trust and believe me when I tell you this. So that's all I have for you today. Think about, what you're seeing, in the news, how things might be affecting you moving forward. Are you someone that could possibly be looking at a layoff? Or having your hours cut, how would that affect you? If you were to lose your job tomorrow, how much reserve do you have sitting on the side that could sustain you until you're able to get another job? Is there any guarantee that you're going to be able to get another job? The changes are happening quickly, and remarkably, they're affecting every single one of us. So I hope this gave you something just to think about and kind of gestate in your brain. It's very important. We can't keep depending on people and governments and private companies and corporations to be there to provide us with employment so that we can sustain ourselves and our family. We need to begin to stand on our own 2 feet and figure out how we can be accountable for doing that for ourselves. So that's all I got for you all today, lovelies. Thank you for sticking around. If this spoke to you in any way, I would really appreciate, a comment, like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment for me. Are you looking at relocating? Are you looking at starting an online business? Are you concerned about, job loss? Let me know where you are, because I would love to hear from you. I like to talk, so comments are always good for me, and I love to respond. All right, babies, until next time, you all have a great day, and to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.